Morning tubers, it's Baltic. So I'm at this rental property, well it was a rental property but it's getting fixed up for sale. It's in the west of Hull. So currently I'm working today with my brother and the guy who's project managing this, which is CJ Electricals. I'll just show you here. CJ Electrical Property and Maintenance. I'll film his number, then if he wants it blocking out I'll cut it out. Right, there we go. So what they've done is basically it's going to get plastered throughout, so they've asked me to come in and see what I could do with the place. So I'm going to take you around, show you a few things. I think as I walk in here now we should find them both sat there fucking preparing themselves for the day. So that's Chris, he's a project manager guy, CJ Electrical. I'll just show you on the van. And you know that person is the AB Joinery. But yeah, let's just take you around and show you this den. So starting in here then, so what we've got is next door's extension. Looks like they just built it onto this garden wall here, which is always lovely to see. But there's a fair few bits of remedial work to do in here. But majority of the work, there's going to be bits and bats around here. Let's get up here. Okay, steepest stairs known to man. Oh, so you can see all this has been boarded out. That's to be skimmed, that's to be skimmed, that's to be skimmed. Ceilings to be skimmed. If you look down there, you can see it needs filling at the bottom because you need to be able to get skirting on. And then through into this room. It's only a 2 up, 2 down. Same here, all this to be skimmed along with the ceilings. New angle beads, and fill the bit in down there. So yeah, that's that. So I decided just to come. I wasn't supposed to come until next week, but I had a bit of free time, so I thought, right, I'll come and start prepping the place. So what I mean by prepping the place is getting it ready for me to skim. So getting the angle beads on where I need to get them. Get the bonding plaster filled out where that needs to be filled. I believe the walls have already been treated. All these joints want scrimming. And we'll just make sure, like here, where there's any of this expanding foam still on the boards, we'll get that scraped off. Just to make sure it doesn't protrude anywhere. But yeah, I mean, that's just a straightforward job really, innit? Ceiling wants a bit of a patch there. Get some bonding in all these big gaps. It's an old house, so stuff goes all over the place like you always expect it to. Oh yeah, and then this landing area to do. Getting on here, I don't know what's going on there. I'll ask. I might just have to flash that out a bit with some bonding. Right, I'm going to go and enjoy my cup of tea. If I can get down here. And see you all in a bit. Right, we're going to start off here. I'm going to fill all this in here. But first of all, we just want to make sure that's clear. Then what you want to be doing, I'll just go and get me a bit of wood. So you want to be getting this straight for the chippy because they'll only cry otherwise. But you can only go to what's here. So if you're good enough, you can throw your plaster in like so, and then you can use your trowel as your straight edge to drag it back. Leave it an inch off the floor, you don't go down to the floor. If you're not confident with doing that, you can use a piece of wood and you can just go like this and scrape it off as you go along to get a nice straight edge. This will all be getting skimmed anyway, but to get the best straight edge we can, we need to get all these edges cleared off. Then before we whack the backing plaster on, we'll just give it a douse. Then we'll load our hawk up, wet the trowel, right, I'll do this so it's in camera shot. So this is just bonding plaster, it's like shit to a blanket, this stuff. What you got to do, don't worry if you put too much in. Nice creamy mix. So like I said, you can do this and you'll get a nice straight edge. Or you can do this, give this a wet though first, and just work your way back up and down, all the way across, and do that all the way around. That'll give you a straight edge. I'm not going to be using that, I've just done that for shits and giggles. So I'm just going to get the rest of this wall, bottom bit filled in. And basically I'm putting this on now, so it'll be off by the time it comes to me skimming. Let's say, it's not rocket science this. I think you could even get a joiner to probably do this. Because, you know, it's dead easy. It doesn't take a lot of thought. You just whack it on. And then at a push, you might just get an electrician to be able to do it. But bearing in mind, they don't like cleaning up. And they don't like getting dirty. So it might be a bit of a push for you to get an electrician to do it. Oh yeah, but we know joiners can do it because we've seen what our tomboy can do. Right, and I'll just do it again. Let's just turn you this way a bit. And all I'm going to do is put the trowel on. And what you can do is, once it's gone off, just let's pretend this is the pointing trowel for a bit. Once it starts to go off, you could just score along the bottom and take the bottom bit off. Let's say, because you don't go down to the floor. Right, that's that, and we're going to continue around and fill our boots. Yeah, maybe join that. We went out here. Yeah, just going out here. It's not good. It's alright. It's not stopping. It's not so hard. Yeah. When it comes to skimming these walls, all these sockets I'll slacken off. So I'm not one of them plasterers who butts up to the socket. That's the most annoying thing in the world. I can imagine that does annoy some electricians as well. What does annoy is electricians when you get it in the back box.
Yeah, we like all back boxes nice and clean.
Yeah, he likes his back box clean. You heard it here first.
No snot in the back.
No, never get that with me. It's always told, always think of the next trade. Right, that's that filled in. What was that, all of 5 minutes? There you go. I'm not going to be too bothered about cleaning the edge off because I'm going to be skimming that entire wall anyway. So anyway, I'm not going to carry on filming because time's money and all that sort of shit. So I'll show you when I've got it all done. So all that edge is now filled in, all the way down. I've got to give it a float off yet. But next thing, preparation, is getting your corners on. So you can see here, I've cut the angle bead and I've not taken it all the way down to the floor. Because when you get your wood butcher in, they can hammer the life out of that and end up fracturing it. Sometimes I just cut it where the skirting's going to finish. So this is just stuck on with some knobby no-nails. But there are occasions where you can't stick it on with knobby no-nails, like this here. Because this comes out, then it goes back in, and it's not the straightest. I've whacked bonding plaster on there, and I've just sat this in place, pushed it up, and I'm not going to play with it, because if you play with it, it'll just fall off. So just leave it to go off a bit, and then you can use a brush just to clean off any excess. So next thing I'm going to do is tape the joints. So we've got our extreme strength tape, and what I'm going to do is go across all these joints, so wherever it meets like this, it's going to overlap. This one will go around the corner, same as that one will go around that corner, inside there, and then what we'll do is we'll look for any cracks on these walls, any major cracks, and we will run tape over them, like this one there. This wall feels a bit bitty, but yeah. So that's that. Right, so I've got all the bottom filled in now, as you can see, and I've just scraped it back with a trowel. Don't worry about any of these bits at the bottom, because they'll just get scraped off as it starts to go off. It's quite thick in places. Sparky Tristan's just gone for some more stuff for me, so he's just brought back some more bonding plaster, because it's thicker than where it is than you think. Right, it's a couple of issues. So what we're going to think about, we've got a lip here. So all I'm going to do is fill that out with bonding, just to bring that level. And then there's another bit of plasterboard on here. So they've used a bit of feather edge, what they had spare for here, so we've got a lip. So I'm just going to fill that in and get that level. And then look at any other big gaps. Get the angle beads fixed onto here. There and there. Yeah. And we'll get some of them big gaps filled in at the top as well. But anyway, that's where we're at so far. So all that edge is now filled in, all the way down. I've got to give it a float off yet. But next thing, preparation, is getting your corners on. So you can see here, I've cut the angle bead, and I've not taken it all the way down to the floor, because when you get your wood butcher in, they can hammer the life out of that and end up fracturing it. Sometimes I just cut it where the skating's going to finish. So this is just stuck on with some knobby no-nails. But there are occasions where you can't stick it on with knobby no-nails, like this here. Because this comes out, then it goes back in, and it's not the straightest. I've whacked bonding plaster on there, and I've just sat this in place, pushed it up, and I'm not going to play with it, because if you play with it, it'll just fall off. So just leave it to go off a bit, and then you can use a brush just to clean off any excess. So next thing I'm going to do is tape the joints. So we've got our extreme strength tape, and what I'm going to do is go across all these joints, so wherever it meets like this, it's going to overlap. This one will go around the corner, same as that one will go around that corner, inside there, and then what we'll do is we'll look for any cracks on these walls, any major cracks, and we will run tape over them, like this one there. This wall feels a bit bitty, but yeah. So that's that. Right, see you in a bit. Right, I'm going to get the screw cloth on now. So like I said, you make sure you overlap all your joints. So what I mean by, I'll just run this on here. And we just cut a bit of extra length off. And we make sure it goes around the corner there. Just see that a little bit. Go around the corner there, and when I do this one, it'll be exactly the same that way. Same with any vertical ones. So where we've got a vertical one there. Down to the bottom. Up. And past. I never stopped there. I was never taught to do that. In the days, you see that? Always fly past. In the days before we had sticky stuff, we had to put it on with your plaster. We always used to make sure it went beyond where it needed to. So we could do exactly the same again with this one in this corner. Doesn't matter which way around you go, does it? There we go, easy as that. So we'll get the rest done. So like I said, we'll get all the corners done. Where it meets the ceiling, I've just put bonding plaster up there. I just put bonding plaster up there, so I'm not going to put any there yet. But anywhere where there's a joint, and like I say, where I find any cracks on there, on any of the other walls, and where the ceiling meets the wall again. Yeah, right, we'll crack on with that. There's the wood butcher. Don't know what he's doing. Oh, there he is. He's single, ladies. He's a single lady. Yeah, he's on the market. So if you want better power tools, he's the man. You want to try his multi-tool, ladies. So that's my room prepped then. So all the tape's on. You can see how I've flown past on the corners. You can see there, up there, against the ceiling there, because the ceiling will be getting done. Filled in all the gaps there, filled in all the gaps there, and all the way around the bottom here. Angle beads around there. What I'll do with these ones, I'll just feather in. It seems a waste just using angle bead on that. Yeah, oh, and then I've put a few bits of scrim on here where there's some cracks. Yeah, that's that. So that's took me up to T-Break to get this room prepped. And there's still this room as well, which it's a bit easier actually. It's a lot more square. Well, not a lot more square, it's a lot smaller. Right, see you on the other side, kids. Brew time. Morning, chubbers. So we're back at the House of Horrors. It's only about 7:30 in the morning, so I just made myself a brew. Just so you know, this is what my brother does when he comes to a job. This is what he calls his kitchen area. So he actually sets up a fridge. That one's knackered now, but he's got another one. He's got tea, coffee, kettle, toaster. He's bonkers, he really is. But yeah, so my mission for today is to start plastering this area up here, and up the stairs. And get the return side wall done as well. And then after that, get this bit of a ceiling done, and that we need to get some angle bead on there, but that's not an issue. So I've got my 2 buckets prepped. So that's one for cleaning my tools with, and that's one for mixing my plaster with. Totally spotless. Don't want to be mixing in a dirty bucket because you'll get bits and all sorts in it. But, yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm going to set the camera up somewhere, and then you can just basically follow along. Right on, I'm going to start skimming this wall now, so you know how I do it. I always start with all the hard edges, work my way around, then fiddle the middle in. Watch if you want to, don't if you don't. I just thought there's another screw in the wall. Screw in the wall there, kid. Screw halfway up the wall where I've just finished the plaster. I know it's not on my wall, but I don't want to catch my trowel on it. There's another one further down as well. There. Oh yeah, just pull out. Don't get fucking dust, look at that! You got fucking dust in the plaster now. Yeah, that's how you do it, Chris.
Calm down, Mr. Mannering.
Look at the bits you've got in there now, you...
That's why they call him a wood butcher.
Fucking hell.
Not proper tradesman doing it like that.
I've got one answer. Could have took it off yourself. They'd be complaining, would they?
No. It's down to whoever was stripping the walls.
I would have said that's in the prep work, isn't it? No, the prep work for the plaster makes sure it's all ready for it. Next thing you want is the raw plug out of the object.
Yeah, if it's sticking out too far. Actually, yeah, that one is sticking out too far, yeah. I did look at that earlier.
I'll take it out for you, mate.
Oh, thanks, Chris. I mean, whoever took the handrail off, you'd have thought they'd have, like...
Well, that won't be then.
Fucking roll it and stuff it, but you can't educate it. has to keep going for my plaster because there's nowhere to put it when you're working on stairs. So I've done the hard edges up to this part. All you got to do is get it on. That's what I haven't done. Just remember, it doesn't have to be pretty your first coat. There's a lot of talk on YouTube where people talk about your stroke, your action you do. You just do whatever's best for you at the end of the day. You're laughing at me talking to the camera. Fuck, it is. Well, it comes up the stairs, doesn't it? You what? Oh, is our kid? I'll give him pedantic. What are you doing, ETA of your plumber? Remember, it doesn't have to be pretty your first coat. There's a lot of talk on YouTube where people talk about your stroke, your action you do. You just do whatever's best for you at the end of the day. You're laughing at me talking to the camera. You what? Oh, is our kid? I'll give him pedantic. What are you doing? Need to hear of your plumber?
Are we having a tolerance of a couple of minutes either way, or what we do?
5 minutes.
5 minutes, so we do plus minus 5.
The thing is, what you've got to remember when you're skimming, it's only supposed to be 2 millimetres thick. So if you put it on thick to start with, you're waiting for it to go off.
So you've got then 40, 50.
Who's this, Leon?
Yeah.
Leon says he's here for 10 o'clock.
Alright,
He's
okay.
never ever on time.
Really?
So we're
0950.
What going for?
0950.
You're going to be early. No, you don't. 55.
I'll just ring him.
Yeah.
What? Oh, you're getting involved. Welcome to
When the feeling is right. You what? This is the hard bit. Not as much plaster goes on the second coat.
Now we know some plasterers where they only one coat it.
You've got to put it on really thick, but then you fucking hanging the bag out for it, and then when I worked for HCC, many a time I single coated it because I just wanted to get out of there. Right, so it's had a bit of time now. So what we're going to do is, we're just going to flatten it, get any ridges out of it, and you can see how much smoother it's looking just by flattening it. So just remember the order you went in, and work your way around. And you can see there, look, so you can see where I haven't, there, and then you can see where I have. So I'm not going to film that. I just wanted to show you me flattening it before it takes. its second coat. Remember, your second coat doesn't go on as thick, and I've still got that in there to use. So let me get this flatted off, and then we'll check back in a bit. Right, so this is my original mix, but what I've done, I've just knocked it up a bit because it was going a bit firm. If you're not apt at plastering or whatever, and I'd advise against that, because you've got to make it quite, let's have a, what can I call it? You've got to get it on quite quickly, or be good at getting it on quite quickly. So I've got that flattened off now. So I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to crack on with the second coat. Simple as that. 9:51. So I have got first coat on, flatted, second coat on. So I've literally just got the second coat on all the way up there, and that wall as well. That's not too bad because here I am doing the mixing, cleaning my tools, and doing everything what I've got to do. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So just going to give that a few minutes and then start to flat it again. It's 10:35. So I've got the second coat on there, and I've given it its first polish, so you can maybe see the streaks down there. But yeah, we're getting there. So I'm going to give it another 20 minutes. Like you see, look at how nice and shiny that is. And we'll go over it again. And I've also got that wall polished off, and then my two little indents there. Look at that, no plaster on the floor. Easy. Got some other trades here now. Plumbers are here. Yeah, our kids outside talking about something. I've had council here again. Came yesterday, asked us about rubbish, it got taken away. And council have come again today and mentioned the rubbish, even though it's a fresh set of rubbish. So I said to the bloke, he got F all else to do. I don't think he took kindly to it. Anyway, see you later. Right, give it its last
So you're definitely using proper PPE?
Yeah. This guy says safety squints. And I'm tough on them.
Yeah, wave it down here. Stitches in the hand.
got a slight fucking nick in my trowel.
Yeah, so that must have been the original part of the house as well, because there's a window here.
Yeah. Outside toilets at the end of the fucking garden.
Did you bring this for the brush?
Fucking biscuits. Sausage roll off that one.
Right, shovel lanes, I'm happy with that. So it's 10 to 11, and I've got all that done, up there done, that wall, and that little bit there. And the only bits what are on the wall, on the floor, is just a few splash marks. So bearing in mind, I've done all my own mixing, cleaning my tools. I've done all my 20-minute waiting between courses. But yeah, it's not too bad, I don't think. So I think what we'll do is get another mix on, and we'll do some more. The other thing about plastering, you've got to have your break or your lunch, whatever you call it, when the availability arises. So after I finish the stairs, I've just gone on and I've just slucked some, put first coat on this back wall because it's fucking awkward. Nobody likes doing these little shitty walls. Done that around there. I've just slung some reveals on there. That little bit, just bitty walls. You know what I mean? I hate doing these, but I thought I may as well get them out because I'm not tackling the ceilings till next week. And that done. So yeah, so I've just grabbed a quick, literal 20-minute break. This should be ready for me to give it a, yeah, it's going. It's going to be ready to give me a first flat. So yeah, that's where we're at then, guys. Let's just check this one. Still a bit tender, but you can see there on the beads, what's that on the bead there? On the bead there, it's a bit thicker, but it'll get there. You notice I've got scrim cloth from there to the ceiling and from there to this old wall. Bring that in. You don't have to go all the way across to it, because remember you're filling out this part, and then what you're going to do, you're just going to flick it onto there. I don't know the best way to describe it, but instead of doing this and you get a curve, you get your straight bit there, then just marry that into it, blend it into it. That's a good word, blend. Yeah, it's quite a thick. Quite a thick return, this one. Using the electrician's steps. Do 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 do. But committed no crime and bad mistakes. I've made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. We are the champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting to the end. We are the champions. The champions. 'Cause we are the champions of the world. Right on then. Then two reveals are nearly done, just need to go over them again. That wall and that ceiling there. That there. And that reveal there. And it takes just amount of time for that to go off as what it does on the other wall, because it's the same thickness, remember. But yeah. But the main thing I've got today was to do this. That and that. It's beautiful. Don't worry. That's nice, that's nice. And that ceiling under there. And our kid's been building an artificial wall. That's in there just to give it some protection from next door. It's going to get insulated and then vapor barriered. And we've also got the plumbers here as well. So they're destroying this bathroom at the minute. We're going to be refitting it, but yeah, look at it, smiling for the camera. Look at that, what a mess, absolute mess. Yeah, so that's where we're at, guys. Oh, so yeah, we'll call that a wrap for today. We're filming wise, that is. So anyway, if you want to follow on, give that a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share, hype. buys coffee, all that malarkey. Right, you know what you got to do. See you soon. Bye bye. You're boring.